Okay guys, we're back here for the title match in the handicap division at Riverside Lanes. Again, pattern is 37 feet Broadway, and title match features our #1 seed coming into the camera right now, Megan Carlson, looking for her first title. And I can't remember what seed Tegan was, but Tegan Smale, also looking for his first title. Tegan just won the last match, and I apologize, I'm not quite sure who he beat. I was over there filming the scratch division title match, but both these bowlers have really been bowling well all day long. Megan, I know, used a huge semifinal set to jump into the top position, and she's a bit of a veteran in the handicap division, still looking for her first win. So I know her parents are back there, probably more nervous than she is. Let's see if we can find him. Yep, there's the mom. Megan, I believe she's throwing a Ebonite Innovate. Let's see. Yeah, Ebonite Innovate. Probably one of the 10 to 12,000 balls she's won from the Ebonite raffle. I think her mom cheats and pulls her own raffle tickets, but that's just my opinion. Pretty good shot, it looked like. Wow, that really grabbed. 31 and 32, high end of the center. The center only has 34 lanes, and they're actually bowling on the side of the center where Scratch held their match play. So I know Megan has been practicing on the end pair, but these pairs are probably going to hook more than the handicap pairs that she's been bowling on all day. And especially this pair in particular, she went light on the right lane and high on the left lane. When I was watching some of the scratch matches, the right lane was really giving some bowlers trouble because it was a lot tighter. Let's see what this ball does. Wow, great shot there by Tegan, throwing the storm fringe. So I believe he left a 4-pin in the first frame, spared that up, and then strike in the second. So he holds a 16-pin lead over Megan in the second frame. Megan opened up with spare open, so relatively close match here early. Tegan with a very simple, very good game actually. Stays behind the ball pretty well. Leaked that one right a little bit, but again, that is the lane that hooked more, so he's fortunate enough to trip out that 10-pin and only leave himself with the 2-pin. Picks up the fringe, chooses to hook at it. Not a bad idea when there's a lot of friction to the right-hand side of the lane. I know a lot of people are big proponents of shooting straight at all your spares, but if you feel comfortable hooking at it, by all means, go for it. Nice spare there by Tegan, and he holds a 16-pin lead going into the third frame. Megan, as you see, wearing that big knee brace, she's had a bit of bad luck as far as injury problems here in JBT. I remember one tournament last year, I want to say, dislocated her knee. She leaks that ball a little bit right, and again on that lane that was giving some of the scratch bowlers was giving some of the scratch bowlers problems. She leaves a washout going light. Getting back to my point, Megan actually dislocated her knee during a tournament last year and actually finished the tournament, so this girl's pretty tough. Oh, wow. Great effort on that spare. Wraps the head pin around the 10-pin. Definitely one of the worst breaks you can get in bowling. And two early opens puts Megan in a 27-pin hole. Tegan seems to be pretty nervous. Doesn't want to watch. Not a bad idea in your first title match. Megan looks like a pretty good shot. Gets a little farther right than the last one on that lane, and it comes back and strikes. Very nice after the open. Deficit still 27. Anything can happen in these handicap matches. Speaking of handicap, it might be a good idea to tell you what the handicap difference is. Tegan gets 44 pins per game, and Megan gets 18 pins per game. Or excuse me, 26 pins per game, which is an 18 pin difference. so Megan has to beat Tegan by 19, and coupled with the already 27 pin scratch hole she's dug herself into, she faces actually a 45 pin deficit at this point. And Tegan, once again on that right lane, comes up a little light. Let's see if he can make that adjustment in the coming frames. Notice that the left lane's hooking more. It leaves a tricky little 258. Oh, tough break there. Tough spare to get that back pin, especially on a lane that's not been hooking. You can be kind of tentative to throw it out there and pick up that spare, and leaves the 8 pin. So that cuts the deficit to 13 pins. Coupled with Megan's 18 pins that she's given him, it leaves a 31 pin lead for Tegan. Coming back to the left lane, a lane that hooks more. Very simple game. Keeps everything in front of him. Good angles. Pretty good shot. Needs it to hold. Leaves a 9 pin. Pretty good shot. Keeping it in play. In your first title match, that's all you want. Leave makeable spares. Do your best to make them. You know, let your opponent beat themselves, and through the first 5 frames, Tegan's done a great job keeping the ball in play. Let's see if we can spare this up. Chooses to hook at it. Uh-oh, leaks it right. Oh, pretty aggressive ball, that frame, so. Makes that corner, picks up the 9 pin. Good spare. Maybe a little bit of nerves on that spare. Probably wants to make it a little more clear cut next time, but hey, a spare's a spare. Megan in the 5th frame working on a strike. This would be big. 4-7. Looked left off her hand. You might have heard some of the crowd, supporters, coaches yelling for that ball to push. I know Megan's boyfriend Jacob already won his Brazilian title in the scratch division portion, so she's hoping to join him in the title match, or in the winner's circle. Covers the spare. Deficit's still at 13, so halfway through the game. Megan has strung strikes together all day. Let's see if she can figure out this pair. Especially with 2 lanes being different as they are, anything can happen in this title match. Carlson in the 6th, working on a spare. Looks pretty good. Good shot. Oh my gosh. Wow, what a horrible break. Stuffed 7 pin. We saw that earlier in the scratch division match with Dallas. Left lane too. Left a couple stuffed 7 pins. Jacob got out to an early lead and kind of ran away with it. Carlson would have really liked to see that go down, but once again, only working on a spare, so it doesn't hurt too much. I'd like to see her cover it up here. Looks pretty good. Good spare. Keeps yourself in it. Tegan working in the 6th frame, spare in the 5th. Remember he went light on this lane last time. Looks like he's playing pretty similar spots as the left lane. Looks pretty good. And it's in there. Gets the 10 out. Very nice, very nice. Strike right here would be huge. The deficit is 14 now with that strike. Double makes it 24 scratch, and then you add in the 18 pins that Megan has to beat Tegan by, and it's a pretty big hole for Megan to climb out of. Big shot here in the match for Tegan. Looks pretty good. Oh wow, very good shot. Leaves a 4 pin, keeps himself in it. Spare it up. Take your 32 pin lead and move on to the next frame. At this point, as long as he stays clean, he should be in pretty good shape. Come back in a bit for part 2 of the handicap Riverside Lanes action.